Alright guys, Kevin the Toy Smuggler here. Welcome back. We got a new show today. We're actually, this is dedicated to Timothy Ward, one of the fans of Sexton Creations and the Toy Smuggler. And what we're going to be working on today is we're going back to that Dagobah review, and I'm going to be showing, I got that extra bottom base. I don't have the top yet, but he requested I do go ahead and show the painting and the wash on it to see what we can see how we can bring the details, all the crazy details out back on that piece. A lovely sculpt on that, and I just don't think it not having any kind of paint application with it, it really does not show off the quality artwork that it truly is. And I just want to show a quick update here. I'm going to be showing some pictures. Almost done with the Motu style. It's come along great. I've got paint to do, and I got to put the spikes on him. Then he's ready to go, so I'll show some pictures of that. Almost done with his shield. It's coming along quite nicely. You see here, it looked pretty good. And finally, I'm going to do a quick update. Oh, I try not to be negative about Hasbro and Disney, but at the same time, man, what a pain in the butt it can be to be a collector trying to get anything. And finally, after going to 7 different stores, I had to go all the way up to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, to Books of Million. I've been to 5 different Walmarts. I went to 3 or 4 different GameStops. Nothing. I had to go to a Books a Million to pick up a Mandalorian. Really. I even went to the Disney stores. Nothing. Actually, the Disney store probably had the worst display of Star Wars figures than all the other stores. And really, Disney, I think you need to take a step back. And I'm not trying to be ugly, but you own this license. Step it up at your Disney stores, because the only thing they had up there was all the little anime, the new 6-inch anime style for kids. And I think that style is a totally waste of time, because here's the thing, guys. When people were down there at the store, the shelves were full of that crap. They're not buying it, because people, look, we either want this scale with a hyper articulation, or we want the really cool 3 3/4 inch scale. That's it. Anything else in between is just junk. So you need to really step back and rethink on what type of products you're putting out and how you're putting them out in your stores. So, and I did pick up the new Off-World Jawa. Love this figure. I'm actually getting ready to work on a custom of my own. So I will be able to show you the first Black Series Jawa, this one, and then my version. So that's a quick update. So join me over here at the desk, and we'll see if we can really vamp up the colors and show the high quality sculpting detail on this vintage Dagobah playset. Alright guys, here you go. We're here at the art table, and I see you got the base here. And the 3 colors that I'm going to be using on this project here is we have burnt sienna, raw umber, and just your ivory black. And what I'm going to be doing on the inside of the house is going to be all the burnt sienna, because it give it more of a rich honey ripe color, like an amber kind of color glow to it, kind of hyping up the detail. And on the actual base, all these highlights here needs to be the color of the base, so we need to darken the inside of it. So we're going to be using some raw umber, mixture of ivory black, darker in different places to create some kind of contrast. So, and that's we'll put this on, we'll see how it reacts to different things and see what kind of details we can pull out of here. So let's get right to it. Alright guys, we're going to move straight into the centerpiece and try to work our way out. That way we ain't laying our arms and stuff in here. Got my colors laid out. We'll set them kind of off to the side. And let's get in here and see if we can't bring out this dinner area here. Like I said, don't take a lot. And what you want to do is get in here and just really, you take a crappy brush. Don't throw away brushes unless all the hairs have just totally come out of them. Will have use, trust me. And just kind of get it and spread it. And this is really going to richen up the color, I believe. Can't see back there, but I'm pretty sure it's covered. So, and I'm going to say, just for kind of guessing here, the dead center should have a little bit more of a tone. And I'm also kind of thinking maybe the base right here should have a little bit of a tone, just to kind of ground it out. And even maybe we can even dab a little bit in the bowl. See right here in these cracks, maybe you can hit this crack area just a little bit. And this does not have to be perfect. And then you can even come in here, put your brush at the base, and do a wisp up. Sorry, my hand's getting in the way here. Alright. Do that a little bit. Alright, now, take an old rag and see what we can bring this to life a little bit here. You just want to lightly, and what you're doing is you're taking this oil paint off the top surface, the top details, which is leaving this the dark and the amber stuck into the grooves, and that's where your magic happens, because all your detail is on the very high points. Yeah, it's looking a lot better. Already seeing a huge difference here. Alright, yeah. And don't worry about, I've done dabbed into the dark. Don't worry about cleaning your brush. Worst thing, if you think you got too much dark and you're going to go back to that lighter color. See if I'm getting this in here. Alright, here we go. Just wipe it off. That's all you need to do. Don't have to be clean. So, alright, we're going to go back into the amber. And what we're going to do is just going to start in here and we're going to work our way out here. And what I'm going to do is stay on the outer edges. Trying to make sure this camera is staying in position for you guys. There we go. And see how I'm skipping on this doorway? I'm deliberately trying to leave a lighter area off the center here, like to kind of show some flow. Like right here, I think I might have went just a little too far. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of pull that out a little bit here. There we go. A little bit more paint. Stay along these edges here. We're going to try to create a nice layer effect. Let's see, I gotta make sure I'm still keeping this in focus here for you guys. And like I said, just rough it in. This is not what it is. You're trying to get past, you want this color past this upper part. Like I said, I'm going to get some right here. This is where the base, where the top connects down to the base. So we're just blending this in as well. I think it needs some right in here, because this is roughly where the entrance is to where the Vader and Luke duel happens. So I'm doing the same thing, just keep it on the edge. Just lightly kind of hit it here. Not trying to go too much, because now I want to go in back to that umber. And right here at like we've done with the tree here, so right there where that snake is, we can accent the snake a little bit. So we got some tree limbs here. Just hitting the most edge here. Make sure that camera. There we go. Yeah. Just making sure you guys can still see my angle here. And like right here in this base, we're just connecting things here. Because my assumption, or world, or you want to look at it, is anywhere where there's branches and stuff like that, we should have a little bit more of a darker plane, because it's creating dirt and debris and stuff like that. And there's a lot of little good details right in here. Let's see, I want to see, make sure the camera can see this part here, what I'm trying to pull off. Turn this around for you guys. There we go. Alright, now right here, there's a whole lot of detail right in here. And like I said, just get just a touch of the paint. Now, you just very lightly there we go. I think it'd be better. I don't honestly, if you grind a little bit in here, a little bit more dark. Like I said, it's always easier to add if you don't have enough paint versus if you get in there and glob too much. It's a lot easier to add than it is to, okay, I got too much in here. You're trying to get it out off of something. Because essentially what all this is doing is staining your toy. You gotta look at it as a stain. See how I went back and added some more dark right here on this tree branch to really accent it up. And see, this is the backside where I couldn't see earlier. So I'm gonna go in here now, where I can, since I got a better angle here, deepen that up a little bit more. And notice that, and I told you I had ivory black. I am saving it to last for punch areas. I don't want to go in there too quickly with a black and darken something up if I don't want, if I'm not ready for it to be that dark. So, and you can do a lot of the blending with this brush here. Alright, so now, like I said, just like we did before, find a clean part of your rag. Give yourself a good flat spot here, and you just want to lightly and quickly like I said, I want the center part here. I'm going to back this camera view up just a hair, I think. Give you guys a little bit better view. There we go. And as you can see here, it really has changed the outlook of this. Alright, and now I'm going to turn it over here. We're going to go to this area here. This is where we truly needed to be pretty dark. So, and I think what I'm going to be, to show the contrast in, we're going to go right in for this brown, the umber, and do the top. And I'm thinking maybe do a mixture of the brown and black on this bank area to show some contrast. I think that'll be the best way to go. So let's go in here and start punching this in. We'll start right here around where the swamp is. This is where you, like I said, grind it in there. Like I said, because we're going to pull a lot of this off. So you're going to really get it past the details here. We really want to stain this area. And this is really, I think right here, is this step here to show from here show the bank from here to that. The contrast of the three is in the details it's going to pull out is really going to change how you perceive this play set here. And it's fine if you make a couple little areas just slightly darker. And like I said, I thought about going this a little deeper, like right around over here, around where this boulder is. And I'll show you something too on this boulder. Like I said, I'm just really trying to grind this in here, because you don't want it, your colors to be flat. It'd be actually better if it's a touch splotchy. Because nothing in nature is perfectly flat in color. There's different wider ranges, variety here. Carry this right around this little corner here while it's right here in front of my hand. So here I go. Make sure the. Sorry, I'm glancing back at the viewfinder here, so make sure you guys can see everything that I want to do. Now I'm actually touching the ivory black now, just a hair. And we're going to go into this little rock here. Grind it in there too. We're going to give it a punch. And I think right around here I'm going to touch a little bit for the ivory right in here. You know what, this oil, it's the reason why I use oil paint and not acrylic washes is oil is just a much richer paint. And like I said, once again, flat. And it's going to go real quickly. And here's where the magic is going to happen. Real briskly, you want to rub. And what you're doing is you're rubbing this oil paint off this top layer, leaving the dark oil paint underneath. And wow, already, whew, look at that, folks. Look at how much difference that is. Really dirtying it up and putting some nasty to it. Looks really good. Now to show just a touch more contrast, and we're going to try to stay right here in the same area. So I'm going to do this area here in the ivory black, and then I'm going to pull everything back and kind of show you the difference of these three different colors versus the regular color of the base, so you can really see the difference that it's making here. So, like I said, I've been wanting to do this for years and just not got in here and done it. And boy, now I wish I would have done it a long time ago. So, like I said, we're coming in here with this black. See, make sure you guys see what I'm doing here. And I think this the reason I'm coming in here with the ivory black. I still got brown on my brush, and I can even touch a touch of that brown as I'm pulling in, but it's more 3/4 of the black and 1/4 of the umber, because I think this should have that swampy black topsoil mud look to it, and then this is where dirt has come off like a ridge, different colored dirt. So that's my thinking here on this painting process. And that's what you got to do before. It's not about just slapping color down. You got to really, like anatomy, you got to, if you want to draw a good person, study anatomy. And this here, you got to study landscapes and sediments, why things different colors. So make sure you guys are still in view here. Some more of that umber. Alright, I'm going to try to meet back to the middle here. Let's see, make sure. Sorry about that. If I got out of... Okay. And like I said, you just want to cover. Because the magic happens when you get your dirty rag and start pulling some of this stuff off. You can even get in here and tap a little bit up in there and wipe it. It's fine. See, I went a little splotchy there. So, a little bit more paint. Get right, see, there's a lot of detail right in here, so you know, really push it down grind that brush. That's why you keep your crappy brushes. And you can even also too, guys, you can use a toothbrush to do this. No toothbrush would work perfect for these kind of details. I said, and you don't, and on this process, you don't need any high-dollar paints. I mean, I just grab these. I like them. I've used them before, and they've worked well. That's why I went back to these colors. Alright guys, what I've done here, I kind of skipped forward a little bit on this process, finished everything up. Now we're going to be concentrating on some of the foliage, the green foliage. And what I did here, I got some Viridian green and some cadmium yellow. I put both of these out, put it here on the camera. Right there, just a little above. And I just picked up some Winston paints. There's the green. Cad yellow. Like I said, this really doesn't matter. And what I was wanting to do is get a touch of the yellow. It's a little tough getting this in front of the camera here, so let's see here. Just a little bit, and touch in some of this green. All we want to do here is kind of make a good medium green. Put some brightness to it. Not too bright, but just that's a little too dark to stand out on the contrast here. So we want to brighten this up just a hair here. I think that right there might work. Alright, and what you want to do, you're going to lightly accent here. This is not about being perfect. We're just accenting some of this foliage here. And we're trying to stay on the top level here. Top layer, I meant. Let's see here. Because we want that darkness to shine through the bottom. Right, and then we got some of these little vines right over here. And like I said, this is just an accent. You don't have to be in there with a little tiny brush, like a pen brush, and do every little strand. That is just, it's just, actually it would be overkill at that point. As you can see, look at how much is already popping out. Alright, we're just going to slowly rotate here. Alright, keeping things in view. And about every time you do a little section, just load back up. And see, we got just a little bit right here. Just touch there. And all we want is touches. Very nice. I love how this is. And see, you want just a small pop of color. You don't want it too much, but you do want your eye to be able to catch it. And like I said, right here's a big one, so we're going to mix up just a touch more here. And also too, and I can show you on this one, like I said, I'm keeping the same kind of medium green here. And what you can do, you can come right back, don't even have to worry about cleaning your brush. Touch in on some of that yellow. Go straight with the yellow. Yeah. And you just come right back and just, you want to throw a highlight on there. Boom. Give them a little pop there. See, I can even go back on these other ones here. Take that little yellow and give them just a touch of a highlight. Not much. See, if you get too much, you can just touch it. See here, let me get some of this off. Too much. Just a hair. See? See how nice that looks against the dark. And you just keep rotating your base. And you're just looking for different things that you can put a little accent to pop out. And I kind of like let's see if the camera can show you, that big branch right there in the corner. Really nice sculpt. So I'm just going to come in here, just dabbing it in. Using a little bit of control here. Make like kind of almost feel like there's some moss growing on them old branches. That's the kind of the feel I was wanting here. This little world should be full of moss and stuff. Alright, let's see, get the camera angle a little bit better here for you guys. It's hard to paint this kind of stuff, and then when you're doing it a lot farther away than what my eyes probably would want, standing behind this camera here. Alright. And same thing like we did on that one branch. I want to add just a touch. There's that green frog right here. And I think I'm going to go just a little extra bright with the yellow. Much brighter concentration of the yellow green for the frog to kind of make him stand out just a touch more than everything else. But still green. Alright, let's see if I can't get in here. Because that frog really hides, and I hate that he hides because it's a very nice sculpt. Dab it in there a little bit. There we go. Gave him a nice little pop there. And then with not even cleaning my brush, you can go in, pop a little highlights back over there. So, and like I said, guys, like I said, we got some more, like a little foliage. See, yeah, you can see that right in here, like right in here. Accent. See, I think that needs to be just a touch more green. So all I can do, look, wipe it with your hands a little bit. Boom. Just a little bit. It don't take much on this stuff. Like I said, you don't have to be so precise as well. That's the beauty of this. Accent painting is so much better for realism than going in and try to nitpick it to death. Try to what everybody calls perfection. One thing you need to learn: the world is not perfection. so don't paint that way. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. Trying to get my eyeballs a little bit closer here. See if we need any other. And okay, yes, the little snake that's in the actual living room. See, I'm gonna try to adjust the camera here. Apologize, but I want you all to see the little snake. Trying to get this thing closer. There we go. I might even hold this up a hair to get a better zoom. See if I can get it in here. There he is. Alright, just do the same thing that we've been doing. Glaze it over it. Just a touch. That's all it takes. Just something to wake it up a little bit. I'm trying to think, is there anything else in that area? I think it might be kind of cool. And turn it around here. Right here in the little entranceway, or what I call I guess the back door to where Vader and Luke is. I'm gonna try setting this back down. That way you guys get a little bit better scope of what we're looking at here. There we go. You know, I think maybe just a light little drag. Because if you remember in the movie, it was very lush and green where Luke kind of climbed down in. So let's just kind of go in here and just kind of do some little light. See, this is feathering. This is what this is called. This light feathering. And all you're doing here, it's not really painting. You're just accenting all the sculptural details that's in here. And that's really all it really needs. Is accenting. And I'm even going to pop back up here just a hair. And kind of just give a little outline right here. Kind of blending, and this is very light. Like I said, you don't need much, just enough to help your eyes capture all the different details. And right here, just one more time, right there, that little base part right there. Like I said, I'm not even adding any more extra paint to the brush. I'm just using what I got because I don't need much. And I'm just trying to accent, like there's little patches of moss everywhere. A little bit on the rocks, a little big patches of moss. And right here, these like a lot of crunch up leaves, and some of the leaves still got a touch of green on them. You don't want fully green leaves. It looks like there's a lot of dead leaves on the ground. So must have been the season that they was going to So, but you just do a little highlight here, same way right here, very light. And see right here, we've got some more of those little like ferns, so now I'm really, bam, hit that a little harder, boom. Now see the contrast between what that is around versus this very light. And like I said, if you still think it's too much, all you do is get your rag, do a light little dab to it, and that will dull it down another layer. So at this point, it's called preference. It's not about right or wrong. I'm just showing you what I would do. And like I said, I just think they should have some good moss and greenery. If there's a little branch, so bam, hit that just a touch harder. So I'm creating, all you're doing here at this point is balance. And balance is not sometimes usually, sorry about that, an absolute correct, but it pleasing to the eye. And plus too, what this does, when you do just a little bit in between these guys, it still allows these to pop, but yet it's not as harsh. It kind of creates a flow by accenting a little of this green. Just blend it in, just bouncing around a little everywhere, just wherever you see it might need. And we can even too on this little tabletop here, you can just add this very light. And all this is this, anytime you add different layers of color, it will really increase the depth. And see, it's almost got like a little sheen of green, like there's like a little light coat of moss growing right there. And that's kind of neat. Like I said, and I still have not put any paint on my paintbrush for the last 2 or 3 minutes. It takes very little oil paint to do this kind of process. And I think we're at a close here, folks. I'm going to back the camera up here, let you all have an overall shot here. And I believe the camera angle at which we started this process was roughly this right here. So what I want to do, that's good and focused in, so we'll take a pic and take some slide shots so we can do a split screen here and kind of show you before and after. And the only place I think we kind of need some more here, like I said, still have not cleaned my brush. I'm just creating some balance here. Very little. There's a nice little collection of leaves right here. Just a little bit of flow. Tying it all in together is the best way I can say this. And you could even, that big rock right here, just right there on the high points, got a little bit of moss wanting to grow. And you can go as intense or as light as you want. And see how I'm tapping. What that does is you put the paint on, and when you lift straight up, it kind of raises the paint up to kind of give it a little bit of texture. And there's so many different ways you can add texture to your paint. You can even add a touch of baby powder to it to add some thickness. And I think, people, that will do it. I think this is a success. So I hope y'all enjoyed this vintage custom paint job on the Dagobah, Yoda's house. And I really think this really does the sculpt justice. And that's the whole process of this. And the other thing is, I just had a great time doing this. So I hope you all enjoy watching me do this. Hope you learned something. Please leave some comments. And if there's anything else that you would want me to do a custom paint job on, throw it in the comments. I'll make it happen.